For this tutorial, we have a guest lecturer.
Hi, this is Peter, and I'll be showing you curves. So, curve technology is now built into several of the existing markup tools. The cloud, the polygon, and the polyline all support curves, and additionally the measurement markups of area, volume, and perimeter also support curves. Now there are several ways to position curves, and I'll go through a few of those now. So a simple way is to begin with a normal polygon that has no curves. Here I'm just clicking these points. I'll click the last one to close it. And when I zoom in, you'll see that this line here is off of the curve. Now, what I could have done is clicked many different points to approximate the curve, but that wouldn't really be a curve, it'd just be several line segments. To actually make it a curve, the first thing I can do is do convert to arc. What that does is creates these handlebars that I can now use to position and shape the curve. Okay, so there you have it, the first curve. And now I'll do the same thing for the top one. Okay, now you see I did this in a two-step process. So I first had to click all the points and then come back and create the curves. There's also a more advanced way to do it where you do it in one step, where you can create the curves while creating the shape initially. To do that, instead of clicking individual points, you can hold the mouse down to define the initial point and then drag the mouse while still holding the mouse button down to define the handlebar. So you see the handlebar being drawn, and I'll let go, and that defines the initial point of the curve. And I'll do the same thing again. There we go. Now you notice that I'm still in a curve mode, but if I want to draw this line segment here, I can always go back and click this little black rectangle here to go back to drawing a line segment. Here, I'll just finish this off by clicking some line segments. Okay, so now that we have these existing markups, let me talk a little bit about what you can do with these existing shapes. So one thing you can do is use this toolbar here. This is our control point toolbar, and you can turn it on and off by right-clicking in this area here. We have three tools here. We have add control point, subtract control point, and convert control point. So first I'll add a control point. Now you can see that when I hover over the line segment here, the cursor changes to a plus sign. I'll go ahead and click, and that adds a point. So now I can adjust this point. I'll leave it where it was. You can subtract the point by clicking that tool and subtracting. Here, I'll add it again. And finally you can convert the control point by clicking, and that adds those handlebars. Now you can see that this was added in a non-ideal way for this particular curve. I'll go back. Well, let me show you this first. I can actually use the subtract point tool to delete handlebars. Now here I'll go back to convert, and instead of clicking, I'll click and drag, and that'll define a smooth curve point where these handlebars are parallel. You see it? And I'll escape this mode. Now I can position that back here, and I'll use this to approximate the curve. And there you go. Now you saw the click and drag behavior. There's a preference that controls that behavior. By default, review is set to drag rectangle, meaning in any of these polygon-based shapes, when you drag with the mouse, it's going to define a rectangle. That's the default. In this mode, if you prefer, you normally make rectangles, once in a while make curves. You can leave it in this mode and hold the control key down to use the curve behavior. I'll leave it in curves. Now also with the adding and subtracting points, you can do it without using the toolbar. You can right click and access this this menu here for add, subtract, and convert. Alternatively, you can use shortcut keys of shift to add a point. You can also subtract a point. I'll put that point back, move it into position. And finally, you can use the control key to convert points. So here I'll click and drag to redefine the point there. And using these techniques, you can really start to create very organic shapes. In here, I'm quickly able to do this by using those keyboard shortcuts. Here I can add a point here. Oops, hold down the control key, shift. And there you have it, curves.